First of all, if you spending more than you don't have or spending more than how much you earn, you must be getting the money from somewhere else. So where is that money coming from? If you're spending money you don't have.
So that means you have to somehow borrow to spend.
You are listening to Money Matters Podcast. Step into a world full of worth and financial intelligence. Dedicated to bringing awareness, empowering the world to financial freedom and personal development.
Once again, welcome to the Money Matters Podcast. I go by the name Clever Pinero. I'm in the studio with the professional investor Alex. And today we're trying to tell people to stop giving their money away. So many people are giving so much money away. It's crazy. We're going to try to help them and figure out a way out not to give so much money away.
That's so important because this money is what we're trying to, money we don't have is what we're trying to not spend, because it's even if you have it and you spend it, it's already bad. So if you don't have and you're still spending more than what you need, then there's a huge problem. So hey, we were going to talk about these things and teach ourselves what we need and shouldn't and stuff like that to do to not spend or overspend.
Yeah, so many people are spending money they don't have, spending so much money they don't have. And, it's understandable that, in our day-to-day lives, we spend money every day. We spend money the moment you wake up, from brushing your teeth to taking a shower to, your coffee, breakfast, transportation to work, in your car, the bus, the train. Everything is around money.
Pretty
so
much.
You spending.
Anything that you need that you can't produce yourself, you got to come out of your pocket.
Yeah, TV, the internet,
you
your
need
cell
that
phone,
electricity,
your smartphones,
the water those that pay water bills and stuff like that. These things that you need that you cannot provide or produce yourself definitely have to. So, what do you produce to use? If you're not producing anything to use personally, then, and even if you do produce certain things to use, the cost of production, the raw materials, are you purchasing these things? So we have to spend. We cannot cut that out.
So spending is part of life. You're going to keep spending.
There's no way we can do without that. But then again,
the problem is when the money or the things that you're spending or the cost of all your expenses, whatever you're spending costs more than the money that you're earning. That is the major problem. If you're spending so much more than how much you're earning, you have a huge problem at hand.
First of all, why am I going to spend more than what I have or spend what I don't even have?
There's multiple reasons why people spend so much, spend more than they don't have, and they wind up. First of all, if you spending more than you don't have or spending more than how much you earn, you must be getting the money from somewhere else. So where is that money coming from? If you're spending money you don't have.
So that means you have to somehow borrow to spend.
You either borrowing money
which even makes it more expensive.
Whatever
you're spending on is even going to cost you more because of the interest and everything associated.
Yep. So it's either you borrowing money, any kind of loans from the bank or from any financial institution, or credit cards. In America and most countries, credit cards, and loans are the only way that you can get money you don't have. If you're spending money you don't have, it has to be from there. Unless nobody's gonna hand you money like that. There are some reasons why people, turn to spend money they don't have.
And people just enjoy shopping. Some call themselves shopaholics, and I just love to spend. So
number one reason is people just spend money to feel good. Like, some people just like to, buy stuff just to make them feel good, to comfort themselves and to get out of their depressed states and stuff like that. So
these are not no needs. Stuff that we have to go get them to be able to survive. These are none of those things. I feel down. I feel depressed. I'm stressed out. So I got to go spend my money, even cause some more depression and stress on myself.
Yes, they spend the money to feel good. Like, some people buy stuff and it makes them feel like, hey, I could afford this. I should feel good about it. But that's a reason why some people do it. The second reason is to keep up with the Joneses. Some people, they spend money because They wanna be seen up there like, other people, like, they wanna feel like they could afford this, they could afford that to impress people, and so people think they have money.
And and I'm pretty sure some people have already started that type of lifestyle, so they have to keep up. They have to keep it going.
Yeah, people keep saying fake it till you make it. I never understood that statement, like fake it till you make it. To me, you learn it and figure it out and try to make it. Why are you faking it till you make it? Why?
And it's costing you more
It's costing
to
you
fake
more
it.
money to
Because if
fake
you
it.
need to fake that you have a Rolex, you're probably going to have to buy a fake Rolex that will probably won't work for a year or two, instead of buying something that would probably work for you for a longer period. You're going to fake it and get a fake Rolex, and then it won't be, you just have it on. You can't even tell time.
You can't tell time. So you learn how to make it. Don't just fake it, Learn how to make it till you make it. That's my thing with it. Don't fake it. Learn how to make it till you make it. Don't fake it till you make it. So a lot of people be, try to keep up, try to impress people who don't give a damn about them, They're spending all this money buying this brand new that, to impress people who don't give a damn about them. The third reason why people spend money they don't have is because, in this economy, there's easy access to credit cards and easy access to loans. So once you have a job, you can always walk to the bank and apply for a loan or apply for credit cards. Credit card companies will send you credit cards that you haven't even applied for in the mail.
So if you can access it, then use it.
Yeah, people just, you have it, and it's easier to, whenever you swipe in your card, you don't think twice about it.
It's also a good feeling.
Yeah,
it's also a good feeling.
You swipe your card easier than using cash.
Definitely.
So most people don't pay attention to it, and they wind up swiping their card, keep swiping before you know, you owe so much money.
Because if you're pulling the money, you have $50 and you got to go put $40 out of that to go pay for something. Oh, I'm gonna be left with just $10. So that's already, that right there will prevent you or probably prohibit you from spending more. But if you're just using a card, it never tells you how much is left.
Yep. And what happens is once people put themselves in so much debt like that, when they get paid from their regular jobs, most of these people only have regular jobs, because you have to be somebody with a low financial IQ to be thinking like that. So they probably just have their little mediocre job, and they just spending credit cards and loans. And what happens is it leaves them with no money to save, to invest, or do anything.
Yeah, that's so true. I know people who are using the iPhone 11 Pros, and they have to pay maybe $30-$40 a month towards the cost of that phone before they pay for the services that they're using. Do you really have to have that?
No, you don't really need it. If you to me, I don't really see the point of putting yourself in that situation if you can't afford it. Most of the people, they cannot afford it, because the people that can afford it, they pay cash for it, or they just buy it outright.
And the saddest part is, if you're close to somebody who's living like that, they're always hitting you up for like, let me hold $50, let me hold $20.
You don't want to be that type of person. You want to make sure that if you spending money you don't have, you want to stay away from it. Don't spend money you don't have. You want to spend money that you have. Budget it.
Even if you need to. There are certain things that you don't have to have them. But like you said, some people do feel good when they do see those things around them, or they possess those things. So
the solution to a problem like this is to basically have a budget. Sit down, find out all your expenses. Basically, whatever income that's coming in minus the expenses, you figure out how much money you have left, and try to see how you're gonna invest some, save some, and whatever you could do to the money that's coming. Plan your money. You see the reality of how much you have, and plan around it.
And it helps a lot. Every time you sit down to write down everything that you need to spend on, and how much your income is, and how much you want to put to the side. Let's all start cultivating the habit of writing these things down. You know exactly. You're not doing the math in your head. Using your basic math skills, to write these things down and then stick to it. Be disciplined enough to stick to that budget. Don't just write them and, if I can, I'll just do it. If not, then no. You have to have that discipline that you start asking yourself these things. Do I have to have this? Do I have to buy this? Things that you don't need. Because sometimes we do buy certain things that we don't even need, and you just hang it. If it's a cloth, you hang it in your closet. Next thing you know, oh, how long has this been here that I've never used? Let me just go toss it or donate that. This is money that you're tossing out.
Yep. So basically, you want to put your basic math skills to work: the addition, the subtraction, the multiplications, the percentages. All the basic math skills. You want to put it to work. That's the only way you'll be able to know what's going on. You know where the money is coming from, how much money is. Whatever you're doing with the money, you'll be able to account for it. You want to be able to account for every dollar that comes to you, every dollar, every city that comes to you. You want to be able to account for it, and not just why not spending money you don't have, which will put you in a deficit. It puts you in a bigger hole that is going to be very hard to climb from.
Yeah, and if you're using credit cards, it's even costing you more because you're using money that you don't have, somebody else's money that you're using. And remember, they will charge you interest on every dollar that you spend from their money, from their account. So yeah, credit cards are easy and nice and feels good to swipe. But remember, whenever you swipe, it's going to cost you a little extra to just swipe it. So let's have that at the back of our minds all the time when we have them in our pockets.
Yep. So that's all for today. Subscribe, like, share, comment.
Yep. And it's always good to talk to you guys. Let's all grow and learn together.
That's all for today. Until we meet again next time, never stop learning. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to our channel. Email us at themoneymatterspodcast@gmail.com.